excited for today's video. As you can tell from the title, we're rebuilding my TBR cart. This is kind of a thing that's been going around like Book Talk and Bookstore, I feel like, where you buy like one of these 3 layered carts from like Target or IKEA. The gist is you use the different tiers to help you organize your TBR and help you be more productive in tackling it each month. The plan is to keep this by my bedside so that every day I see it when I go to finish a book, I know I can just go ahead and grab another one. I have this huge stack of books next to me. Ideally, I want to use this top part as my summer TBR, and then the second tier I want to use for books that I have read, so also keep me motivated too, just to see as I take them out to put them next. So for my summer TBR, I really want to finish the Twisted series. I have Twisted Hate and Twisted Love left, which is just book 3 and 4. I've raved about these enough, but this is an Enemies to Lovers. This one looks to be Age Gap and also Grumpy Sunshine, or just like unlikely pairing. So that's my fave. I love Grumpy Sunshine. Right now I am eating up Twisted. This is a 4-book series but can be read as standalone. It's just about all the Disney villains and getting like a rewrite of them finally getting the girl in like dark romances. This is the newest one. This one came out I think last month. This is a rewrite of Aladdin, so it's about Jafar. This is a Enemies to Lovers, Marriage of Convenience, and also Age Gap. I'm just a like chronic romance reader, so I am prepared for this summer. I have 2 Lucy Score books. I have Things We Never Got Over and By a Thread. This is the first book in the 3-book Knock 'Em Out series. By a Thread is a Grumpy Sunshine, also workplace romance. It's a standalone, and I really haven't heard that many people talking about it currently, so I'm really interested in just forming my own opinions. A lot of my books I go through, I feel like I do a lot of research on them, so I kind of have some idea of like everyone being like, oh, I love it or not. So that'll be fun. Next, for my more like light, airy, fun romance reads, I feel like I'd just be robbing myself if I went into the summer and didn't read It Happened One Summer by Tessa Bailey. This was a really big book talk book, I would say, in the last 2 years, and just Tessa Bailey in general. I have heard that the spice in this book is really good, and also just the small town romance vibes are just perfect for the summer I am trying to make happen here in Colorado. It is still snowing. I think this is book 2 in a 4-book like string along she did. I also have Fixer Up. I think these 2 go together. I've talked about this before, but I'm very much a mood reader, so the order I'm putting these in are not the order that they're gonna go down as. It is just me setting these in here. God, for like, I don't even know, shiny covers. Somehow this got dirty. Ugh, if I could not get this off, I would literally cry. I'm also gonna do Better Than the Movies by Lynn Painter. This is my second Lynn Painter book I own. I tried to start reading The Love Wager. However, I am not a big fan of third-person narration in books. I really just like the dual perspective and like it being them talking about, you know, what is happening to them. So I can't really get into The Love Wager, and I'm hoping that Better Than the Movies isn't the same, but I thought I'd give it a go. Better Than the Movies is part of a 3-works little string along I keep saying. Oh my goodness. I'd be a mommy for a little while. The tropes of Better Than the Movies are friends to lovers, enemies to lovers, boy next door, and I'm just really intrigued. Keeping this light and airy vibe, I'm also going to be reading Love and Other Words by Christina Lauren. I've heard nothing but good things about this book. I've never seen this cover in particular of this book, so when I saw that, it was a big factor in me picking it up when I did. I'm excited to start reading Christina Lauren. She has a lot of books, and I have heard nothing but good things about all of them, so definitely going to be reading that. I'm going to start reading the Addicted series by Krista and Becca Ritchie. This is a really popular series, and the Calloway Sister series, which is like a tag along to this. It's just more characters from this series that have their own little breakaway books. I'm really excited to like start this little world. This is a, I would say it's a little bit heavier of a book. It obviously tackles addiction, and the female in this book, she struggles with like sex addiction, and the male is an alcoholic, and so that is his little addiction he's struggling with too, and it's just a matter of whether them being together is actually better or worse for themselves as they work through their separate addictions and then their kind of addiction that they start with just their own relationship and with each other. So I'm really interested in starting this series. Next, I have The Push. I bought this over a year ago. This is Oh, okay, I actually read that all wrong. She has a daughter and then has a newborn son who she feels like she needs to protect from her daughter. She feels like there's all of a sudden some ominous presence around her daughter, and the more like her husband doesn't take her seriously, the more she like starts to question if she's right. Something happens that further catalysts this feeling she has, and it's just all about her really coming to terms with what the actual truth is and if this is really all in her head or if something is going on. And I just feel like that'd be super interesting little thriller to add in there as a little palette cleanser, since I do primarily read romance or dark romance. Next, just out of it being an obvious choice, I'm also going to put terms and conditions in my book TBR cart. I just finished the fine print this month, so I feel like it'll just be the next step, just like I'm gonna finish Twisted Hate. I think I'm going to reorganize these where my series are all together, like so, just because it's kind of gonna bother my brain if not. There we go, okay. Okay, see if I can knock this out while he's in a good mood. I'm just starting with the backside now. I have Archer's Voice by Mia Sheardon. I've been looking forward to this read for so long. I've heard nothing but good things. It's pretty much everyone's like 5-star read, whether they've had one or not. This is a dual perspective, first person. I'm already gonna love it. And it is a slow burn and small town trope. I think she's working through some grief also, so if that's a little bit tricky for you, I would suggest looking that up. Next, for my second half, 2 other books I've had on my physical TBR for a long time. This is The Vanishing Half and All Adults Here. This is a dysfunctional family. It's just all about like the adult perspective of like you and your siblings and your parents once you get out of that whole like teenager child stage and really try to navigate what your new relationship is turning into. The Vanishing Half is about 2 sisters. They are both African American, but they are living in 2 different, I want to say, class levels. One twin sister grows up and she marries into a white family, has a mixed daughter, and she's now in the more middle class, you know, just in a nicer neighborhood type of situation, while the other twin has stayed with her black child where they grew up. And it's just about them coming together again now that they are living primarily 2 different lives, but now their daughters are growing up and their lives are intersecting. Who has taken up her more white passing side, start to come out as her husband doesn't really even know about her and her twin sister's past. So I think it's just really interesting. I am interracial and I feel like I really struggled with that half of my culture and just feeling like, where do I fit in, you know? So I really think I'll resonate with this book. And the last few books I'm going to do, I really want to read A Little Life. This is definitely a much heavier book. I hear that everyone really loves it. However, it is not something that they will pretty much ever pick up again just because of the heavy topics, but it is such a beautiful book, it sounds like, and it is from a male perspective, and I feel like we don't get a lot of books that tackle male mental health or just their emotional side, their relationships. This is about a friend group of 4 college classmates and just them navigating their relationships. It says addiction, success, and pride deepen over the decades. The men are held together by their devotion to the brilliant, enigmatic Jude, a man scarred by an unspeakable childhood trauma, so the group leader, if you will. A hymn to brotherly bonds and a masterful depiction of love in the 21st century. The setting novel is about the families we are born into and those we make for ourselves. I just feel like this is going to be such a beautiful book and something that I will not regret picking up, even if it doesn't fit into the like overarching vibes. I think we're doing good. I have new books and also old books that I want to tackle, so I think we're on a good track right now. The last 2 books I really want to read this summer are The X Talk by Lynn Solomon and The Kiss Quotient. I've talked about both of these books in my book haul video, so I'm not going to go too deep into them, but this is about a woman with Asperger's. She wants to kind of have, you know, her little romantic experience, so she hires an escort to help her through that. He's just talking to himself. And then The X Talk is about 2 people who are on a radio station. They come up with an idea to kind of give like X advice. They do not get along at all though, so it's kind of like a facade of them giving this advice, but I'm looking forward to it. I think it'll be a cute little book and just other romance, of course. I think for now that's gonna be my TBR portion, and then for the books I'm gonna put on the bottom just to kind of keep myself, like I said, motivated. I have all the books I've read this month so far. That's gonna be for a separate little check-in video, so I'm not gonna dive into that. And the books you're sitting on that I read just this year that I'm gonna line up too. But that is my TBR cart. I am so excited. I feel like, I don't know, I feel like I'm already just so excited to start reading now that I have this set up. I feel like it just looks super cute. Thanks for setting this up with me, and I hope that this inspired you to also set up your own, because I just feel like it's such a cute little way to organize your books and just keep you accountable, like I was saying, if you have like a book buying problem like me. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next video.